Hey everybody, welcome to the Cafe of Knowledge. Thank y'all all for tuning in today. Y'all all know we on chapter 19 and we only have one more chapter to go before everyone has completed the whole inventory, budgeting, finance, accounting, all that, the whole lesson course. Y'all have all completed that. Congratulations. One more chapter. But these chapters here, the next two chapters are fairly what we're doing to get inside the door. So today, as you read, the title is resumes, okay? Which is very important on finding a job, getting a job. You want to put, it's a summary of yourself, your work background summary, okay? So that's very important. You could take resumes to different type of job fairs that they have. For interviews, you go online, you look up interview, job search, your career. You could just go through job search applications, just go on the internet or Google or something like that and look up a new career, new job field. Or if you're in a job field that you already enjoy, you just look up that same career field. And you just put in all your resumes, put in many as you can. I prefer that people, if you're looking for a job, whether you have one or don't have one, you have one, you're looking for a better one, you don't have one, I prefer that you go and job search, at least put in about 2 applications a day, at least 2 or 3 applications a day. If you're already working but you want to find something else after you get off that shift, you need to, go home or wherever you want to go to relax or whatever, and you need to put in about 2 or 3 applications a day. Okay, and for the ones who don't have a job, you need to be up early like you are going to work and start just putting in applications, just filling out applications, attaching your resume to that. Okay, so that's what we're doing today for chapter 19 is creating a resume. So the first thing that I just want to let everybody know, a resume increases your chance of getting a job, okay? A resume is used by a person, like I said, to present their background, their skills, their accomplishments, their work history, okay? A resume contains a summary that is relevant to your job experience, okay, and your education. So you want to put on there your job experience, okay? And usually you don't want to go back no more than 10 years, okay? Within the past 10 years, that's what should be on there, unless you did something like in high school, or you was a volunteer in high school, or volunteer in something like that, you can go back more than 10 years because you're trying to put on there different kind of experience. For instance, if you are, let's give an example. If you're applying for a restaurant job and in high school you volunteered at the food bank, you would then put, volunteer at a food bank, you would put the year and things like that, because working at a food bank, you was dealing with food, that's relevant to you applying for this restaurant job, as a manager or a shift leader or whatever you want to do. So that's what I mean about, if you have to go back 10 years, let it be for something like that, like volunteer work, okay? Because that shows when people volunteer that they didn't get paid for it, they didn't have to do it, they did it out the goodness of their heart, and that's something that they like to do, okay? So you would want to put that down there. So some resumes are set up to where you would have a sheet, a standard size typing paper sheet, and you would have at the top your name, your address, and I'm going to show you an example in a minute, but you would have your name, your address, telephone number, email address, things like that, okay? And then you would have in the middle of the sheet the word objective, okay? And objective is kind of what you are looking for, okay? And I'm going to go over that. Then you would have education, okay? And the next drop down, education. Then you would have work experience. Then you would have like volunteer, okay? And resumes could be set up different ways, but everyone that I help do resumes, I set it up as I do put the summary. I put the objective. Sorry, excuse me. I put the objective. Then I put the summary. Then I put the experience. Then I put the education, and then you can put your volunteer work. Okay, so resumes can be set up 2 or 3 different ways, and I'm getting ready to show you that in a minute. Okay, so this is how some people do it, and you take a screenshot of this if you can, because I'm not going to leave it up here, but this is basically how they do it. Okay, you will see your name go up top, your address, your phone number, your email. Then you have objective in the middle of the sheet. Then you have your summary, okay, and then you have your experience, okay, and then you will have like your education down there, and then your volunteer, okay. And then the next one, y'all screenshot those things if you can. But this is how some people set up another resume. They'll have their name, the address, telephone number, email address. Then they'll put objective is on the end. You remember on the first resume I showed you, the objective was in the middle. So you can screenshot both of them. But it has work experience. You have your objective, education, work experience, volunteer experience. Okay? So it can be set up like that as well. And you will see on the side here, I have, that's how that on the side, you'll see city, state, March 1st, 2011. That would be every time you put your education part, you'll say what school you went to, what high school you went to, or either high school and college, whatever one you went to, high school or college or whatever. Work experience. Every time you put where you worked, you got to put the city, the state, and the year and the month that you started, and the year and the month that you ended. Okay? And for volunteer work is the same thing. You will put where you volunteered at, and then you will put the city, the state, and the month and the year you did volunteer work. All of that will be on that right-hand side of that paper. And let me just show you the other one that I just showed. The first one, I show you how the dates went on that. And if you screenshot it, you would see it. You see where it says experience, and then the dates and everything go down here. Like started April, and then the present, meaning that they still work there. Okay? Then you'll see the next one will say something else. Okay? So y'all can screenshot those things like that, and you will put the city and the state. I did kind of like a rough draft so that I could show everybody how it goes. So you could do a resume in 2 forms. Those are 2 forms. I showed you the first form. You know, you have your objectives in the middle, your summary, and then your experience, and then your volunteer work, and then your education. And then I showed you the second form of how people set up resumes, is everything is on, you know, the right-hand side there. And so your dates are on the left-hand side. On your first resume, after you put where you worked at and everything, the date go right up on, right beside it. So y'all know two forms of resume. And usually the first form that I use a lot, that I showed you. The second form, a lot of people, that's what a lot of people use as well. But both of them are good as long as you have those keys on there: the objective, your summary, your work experience, volunteer work, your education. As long as you have those on there, and you fill them out to the best of your ability, of your experience, and what you are looking for. So I'm going to give you an example of what to put up under. And y'all screenshotted it already, I know, because I asked you to. And you can look at it, and then you can see how you want to word things and stuff like that. But your objective, and we just gonna do the first one because the objective, it really doesn't matter which two you use. They both will have the same thing up under it, okay? So this is what's supposed to be in your objective slot, okay? So your objective slot, you will put something like, this is what you're looking for: to obtain a credible facility, association, branch, or to obtain a nice environment, a competitive environment in, say, vessel related, warehouse associated, retail associate, hotel front desk. So what the objective is, what is your objective? And you can say, to obtain a good facility, competitive facility with retail associate, customer service, customer association, finance department, budgeting department, management, shift leader. You can put all those different things. Whatever it is that you want to do or you are capable of doing, that will go in there. You're going to put kind of all the positions you are looking for. Okay? All the positions that you want to do, and you know that you can do it and you can do it well, those are what you would put in the objective slot. Okay? To obtain a good work environment with a competitive company in retail management, budgeting office, budgeting associate, financial associate, the accounting. You'll put all those, the accounting clerk. You put the titles of everything that you're looking for. Restaurant manager, retail manager. Okay? Those are all your objectives, okay? And you would put that down there. And then you would say, after you put all your titles of what you want to do, you would say, with a company offering a challenging with growth opportunity, requiring a strong background in controls and attention to details and interpersonal relationships, okay? Then you stop it there. But you're letting them know what you're looking for. Like, my objective is to be a restaurant manager, retail manager, budget finance, a financial clerk, accounting clerk, all that stuff, with a company that offers a challenging and growth opportunity, requiring a strong background in controls, attention to details and interpersonal relationships. Sound very good. You know what I'm saying? So you just switch your words up and things like that, but that's what the objective should say. Then that summary, it should be something sounding like extensive and diverse experience in all of the above positions, including purchasing, customer service, customer satisfaction, collections, personnel, unit profitability, shipping and receiving, and communication skills, inventory, merchandise stocker, machine buffer, and waxing floors. And you will put, I know federal, you don't put but you put federal regulations in a high energy, fast paced environment. So what that summary did was it told exactly what you know how to do, what you capable of doing, and you're capable of doing it in a small business or large business, because you heard that keyword say in a high energy and fast paced environment. So that means that, hey, you can put me in the biggest store you got. I could keep up with it, and I'm fast energy and fast paced environment. Okay? So that's the thing. And you screenshotted this, so you know what I'm talking about. But that's what your summary is for. Your summary tells exactly what you know how to do, and you know how to do it well. Like I said, and you telling them, it starts off with extensive and diverse experience. Okay? Extensive and diverse experience. That's what you have. In all of the above, because you remember in the objective, you said you wanted to do retail manager, restaurant manager, customer service manager, all those things that you listed that you are now qualified to do. You, in the summary, you are telling them, I know how to do all of the above. And all of the above operations, including, now you adding things that you really couldn't put on one, because the objective is the title of the positions you want. The summary now is telling you things that you do. It's telling the people things that you do, things that you know how to do. And that is including purchasing, customer service, customer satisfaction, personnel department, unit profitability, shipping and receiving, general merchandise checks, data entry, communication skills, inventory, merchandise stocker, shipping and receiving. I think I said that already. Machine buffing and waxing floors. See, now you telling them all the different things that you really know how to do. Whether it's brick mason, whatever. Anything that you know how to do and you have done, and you put that in that line there. That summary. Okay, then work experience. Work experience is what I told you earlier, is you're going to go back just no more than 10 years and come up. So it's like 10 years ago, if you worked at a budget customer in, and you would put the city and state that you worked there at, and then you would say something like this: served as a ambassador to the hotel, handling all check-ins and check-out. I was coming in and out and checking the grounds of the premises, swept the grounds of the premises, mopped, swept, waxed the floors. You can say guest satisfaction, routine clerical work, meaning that you did some clerical work, administrative work, customer assistance, data processing, recording the ins and outs of all our customers. Okay, so you could put things like that, and even if you was the one who, when somebody pulls up, and then you say, okay, I want a valet, so you put that down there. Did valet for the people. I parked cars and this and that and return cars. You put all that stuff in the experience. And then after you put all of your experience, what you did in that particular job or that particular company, then you would put in, say, April 2016 to present. That means still working there now. That's the one you're going to put on top. If you are still working at a job, but you're looking for another job, that's the one that goes in first. And if you don't have a job, that the job that you just previously was working at, that should be the first thing up under work experience, that job. And then you go backwards. You start with the most present job you have, and then go back to the job before that is the second job experience. Then the job before that is the third job experience. But you want those dates to stay in between at least 10 years, okay? So you could have been working for 20 years and you done had 20 years worth of different companies that you probably had 5 or 6. You just need to put on your resume 10 years on up. Don't put on the resume what you 15 years ago job, 20 years ago job. The past 10 years is only kind of really what they need. When it comes down to summary on your resume, what you did 20 and 15 years ago, you can put that up on the summary as whatever the different job things that you did. Like I was a cook, I was a restaurant. Say 15 years ago, you did work in restaurant and you was a cook or you was a server, a waitress, a waiter, or something like that 15 years ago. Well, you can't put that job in your resume because it's more than 10 years old. But what you can do is add it to your summary and put, waitress, along with whatever you're looking for. You could say, you could bring that in there if it's relevant to what you're looking for. You could put cook, server, waiter, bartender, things like that. That's if you did that 15 years ago. You can add that into your summary. You just add the different positions that you worked up under the summary. So if that's part of what you know how to do, put it in your summary. But you don't want to put that job onto your resume because it's more than 15 years old. Okay? So if you don't understand what I just said, rewind it because it makes sense. But rewind it, play it again so you understand what I'm saying. But that's how you do that, okay? So that's how you put all your work experience down there, okay? And then you will put your next present job, and say that was at another hotel place, like a super extended stay or something like that hotel. You will put what you did for that one. You will put the city and the state that you worked at this job. And then you would say, again, served as an ambassador, handling all hotel duties, such as checking in and checking out customers, answering phone calls, incoming calls, guest satisfaction, customer satisfaction, administrative work, routine clerical work, customer assistance, data processing, keeping up with records. I know about security and safety procedures. Assist with day-to-day operations. And then you would put like from June 2015 to April 2016. Okay? Something like that. So that's how your work experience go. Okay? Then on the educational part, education, you would put where you went to high school at, where you went to college at, if you went to college. If you went to a community college, you would put the community college. Any kind of educational school you went to, that will go up under education, okay? Starting from high school, okay? You don't have to put the year in the high school. You would put like BLT Benjamin School, Clariton, California. Okay, and that's it, And then if you went to college, you would put, CCB College, Jacksonville, California. And that's it, And then you could go on, whatever, how much education you have, put that under there. You could say, went to that college, bachelor degree, you'll fill in that. You'll say, like I said, BBA, community college, bachelor degree, and then that's it. You see what I'm saying? So, and then if you did volunteer work, you would put volunteer. Okay? Volunteer. And then you would put food bank in Clariton, California. And then you would put what you did, serve food, bagged food, deliver food, took food orders. You can put all that stuff, and then you'll put like the year you did that, and the year, how many years you did it. Like the year you did it, the month and the year that you started doing that, and the month and the year that you stopped doing that. That will be on your volunteer if you have volunteered for anything. If you haven't volunteered for anything, never before, don't even put volunteer down there. Just stop at education. Okay, but if you have, don't even put volunteer on your resume. If you have never volunteered for anything, don't put volunteer and then leave it empty. Just don't put it there, period. Just stop at education. Okay, so that's how you do that. Okay, and like I said, if you have volunteered for it, put that down. If you volunteer for anything throughout your life, put that down there, because that is very, very good. It shows that you participated in your community, and you didn't get paid for it. You did it out the goodness of your heart, because that's what you like to do, and that shows that you're a very good person as well. So that's it for the resume. Okay, and that's all you really need to know for the resume. And the resume is so important, because that resume tells everything about you. Okay, and about your work background, not your personal life. It tells about your work background, and the people who you are applying to work for, when they read that resume, because like I told y'all, because I had so many employees, over 700 something employees, when they send in resumes and I look at them, I could just about tell what type of person they are, how well they work, and everything. Almost their personality, how they make their living, and I could tell all that by looking over the resume. And I could tell if they are going to be a good candidate for this job position that they're applying for. Okay? So it tells a lot about you. So you just make sure that you put everything that's relevant to that job position. And you can use the same resume for everything. Only time that you should update your resume is if you have left a job and that job is not on the resume already. Then you will update to put that job on there. Okay? But other than that, that's how it goes. And it tells so much about you. And a lot of people feel like filling out an application online or going to somewhere and filling out an application, y'all just wait on people just to give you a call. I'm going to tell you, you could be an extra step in the door if you have a resume. If you fill out an application online, you can attach your resume to that application. And I can tell you, that shoots you right up to the top quicker for that management team there to look at it and read it. Okay, because it shows that you took the time. Because on applications, you could put everything and where you worked at and all that good stuff. You could put that, but it's also good to attach a resume to it. okay? Because attaching a resume to it is very professional, okay? And that's what jobs are looking for. That's what companies are looking for. That's what the management team is looking for. That's what the CEOs are looking for. They're looking for someone who takes time and is professional at what they do. I don't care if you're just applying for a cashier job. Have a resume. Have a resume. I don't care if you're applying for a cashier job. I don't care if you're applying for a janitor job. I don't care what it is. Have a resume. Okay? Just don't, you can fill out these applications and then just shoot them in. You know, no, put your resume on a file so that you can always attach that resume to every application you fill out. Every application that you fill out, on the application, make sure you write "See resume attached" or "resume attached." And then they'll say, oh, this person got a resume attached. Okay. And then they look at the resume. And then they like what they see. And we just discuss how to write out that resume, okay? So make sure that y'all keep that in mind, because a lot of people just filling out applications, y'all, and they are not taking the time to do a resume. That is the top. I'm telling y'all, when I was a regional manager, that is exactly what I did. I looked at all applications now, and which that's what management teams and corporate teams should do. We look at all applications, but it's nothing like seeing a resume attached to that application. Or even if they walked into our building and they sat down and filled out an application, they had resumes in a little folder that they bought with them, pulled out a resume, and then stapled it. They had a little old stapler with them too. They'll staple that resume right on the back of that application. And then they say, here you go. And it's nothing like looking through applications and reading them and seeing who you want to hire and seeing an application with a resume on the back of it. You're like, wait a minute now, let me check. Resumes are so important, y'all. So just make sure you know that, okay? So that's all for chapter 19. Next week, we're doing chapter 20. Chapter 20, we are going to talk about the interview process, because now that we got the resume done, we go to the interview process, okay? So that's all I have for y'all today. Gain knowledge to prevent blockage. And we all know what that means. The more you know, the harder it is for anybody to block y'all from y'all goals and success. Bye-bye. I will see y'all next week.